Hi, good evening. My name is Muhammad Asif bin Baharudin, CD22060. Our group has chosen the dataset of extrovert versus introvert behavior data for our artificial intelligence techniques group project. I will first present about the dataset information. The dataset selected for this project is the extrovert versus introvert behavior data, which contains a comprehensive set of behavioral and social attributes aimed at analyzing variations in human personality. This dataset serves as a valuable resource for applying pre-processing techniques, demonstrating its suitability for the development of an artificial neural network-based system. There are four objectives for our project, which is the first one is to develop an ANN system using Python for personality classification. Second one is to perform comprehensive data pre-processing on the selected dataset, and then to design and train a suitable neural network architecture. And lastly is we will evaluate the performance of the neural network model.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Muhammad Hakim bin Hamdan, CB23155. For the dataset information, the dataset contains a total of 2,901 records, providing a rich collection of behavioral and social data. The main focus of this dataset is to explore the spectrum of human personality traits by analyzing the behavioral patterns. It captures key indicators of extroversion and introversion, making it suitable for personality classification tasks. This dataset has proven valuable for data processing and for the development of an artificial neural network model (ANN) as it supports effective learning and classification. Next is the dataset attributes. The dataset consists of 7 input attributes and 1 output attribute. The input attributes represent different behavioral and social characteristics such as time spent alone, social event attendance, number of close friends, and social media activity. These input include both numerical values and categorical values such as yes or no response. The output attribute is personality type, which classifies as the individual as either introvert or extrovert. Tiga.
This shows 10% of the dataset as a sample list of data that is around 280 to 310 datasets listed out of 2,901 the total datasets.
Next, I'm Putri Adarna Batisha binti Ma'azam, and I'll be presenting a methodology overview. The first step was data validation and cleaning. First, the set was examined for missing values, duplicate records, and invalid data entries. Records containing incomplete or inaccurate information were removed to prevent distortion during the model learning process. Numerical outliers such as unrealistic values for time spent alone were also identified and either corrected or removed. Next, categorical variables were encoded. Because neural network can only process numerical data, the feature drained after socializing and stage fear were binary encoded, where yes was represent as 1 and no as 0. The target personality was encoded as 1 for extroverts and 0 for introvert. This encoding allowed the ANN to effectively interpret behavioral patterns during training. Next, for the neural network architecture, starting with the input layer, after all features were properly encoded and scaled, the model received 7 input neurons. Each neuron represents 1 behavioral trait from the dataset. This input acts as a foundation for the network learn meaningful pattern from the data. 2 hidden layers were added to allow the model learn complex and nonlinear relationship between features. Leaky ReLU activation was used to avoid the dead problem and maintain gradient flow. The output layer contains single neuron with sigmoid activation functions, producing a probability value between 0 and 1, which correspond to extrovert or introvert classification. In conclusion, this ANN architecture were carefully designed to balance model complexity, interpretability, and computational efficiency, allowing the network to achieve high accuracy while maintaining stable and reliable learning behavior.
Next is we perform the training. The objective of the training phase is to allow the artificial neural network (ANN) to learn and recognize behavioral patterns that can be used to classify individuals as their extroverts or introverts. Through the use of backpropagation and gradient descent, the model iteratively adjusts its internal weights across multiple epochs in order to reduce classification errors and improve prediction accuracy. As you can see in the table that is provided, next, we have the performance evaluation, where the model evaluation was performed using the test dataset, which was not seen during training. This provides an unbiased measure of the model's real-world performance. The artificial neural network achieved a test accuracy of 93.97%, indicating strong generalization and effective learning of behavioral patterns. The confusion matrix provides a breakdown of prediction outcomes. True positives and true negatives represent correct classifications, while false positives and false negatives indicate errors. The low number of misclassifications shows that the model performs well across both classes and does not favor extroverts over or introverts disproportionately.
This slide show the performance of our neural network model. So this graph shows the training and validation accuracy across the epoch. We can see that the accuracy increase very quickly in the few epoch and then stabilize. The training accuracy is around 90 to 91%, while the validation accuracy is slightly higher at around 92 to 93%. So because both lines are close to each other, this indicates that the model generalizes well and does not suffer from overfitting. This graph shows the training and validation loss over time. Both loss decrease steadily and then flatten, which means the model is learning effectively. The validation loss is lower than the training loss, indicating good generalization and stable learning. This is a confusion matrix, shows the comparison between the actual and the predicted classes. So for the introvert, 17373 were correctly classified, while 11 were misclassified as extrovert. For the extrovert, we get 280 were correctly classified, while 18 were misclassified as extrovert. Most value are on diagonal, which means the model perform well for both classes.
This is the summary of the evaluation matrix, where it shows the overall test accuracy is 93.97%.
Next is the project result. The artificial neural network model developed in this project achieved a test accuracy of 93.97%. This result shows that the model can accurately classify extrovert and introvert personalities even when evaluated on unseen test data. It is also indicates that the pre-processing steps and neural network architecture used in this project were effective. For the classification results, when evaluating the classification performance for each class, the accuracy for the extrovert class was 92.05%, while the introvert class achieved an accuracy of 93.88%. Additionally, the precision recall and F1 score values for both classes ranged between 0.92 and 0.94, showing that the model performs in a balanced and unbiased manner.
Okay, so it's a demo for the code. Okay, and then we get the result. The accuracy, loss, and the metric calculation.
Okay, then the objective of this project was to design and implement an artificial neural network, ANN, capable of accurately classifying individual as extrovert or introvert using behavioral data from Kaggle. The primary focus was to develop a model that is not only accurate but also generalizable, reliable, and unbiased. The final evaluation achieved a test accuracy of 93.97%. Performance analysis using a confusion matrix and classification report showed a balanced precision and recall for both personality classes, confirming that the model performed fairly and consistently for extrovert and introvert. In conclusion, the ANN model successfully met the project objective. Its strong performance can be attributed to effective data pre-processing, a well-designed neural network architecture, and optimized training strategies, highlighting the practical application of neural network in personality classification and behavioral analysis. That's all from us. Thank you.